Hi guys, it's Jen here with Creative Finance Playbook. I'm going to share with you my top 3 items that you should have in your house to keep you held accountable and helping you reach your goals every week and looking back at every month. So, really simple, not overly complicated. This is what's been working for me. These are what's keeping me in line. So, the first thing I want to share with you is the notebook. It seems so elementary, but I have probably 3 or 4 of these floating around the house. This is the one that I could find as quickly as possible. And in here, I write down everything and anything. So real estate related. So whether it's a podcast I'm listening to, if it's my team meeting that I'm taking notes on, if we're talking to sellers on the phone and I just need to jot a couple of items down, or we're creating our course, right? And so we're trying to figure out what's the best way to outline everything. Having everything in a notebook has just been life-changing. Now, I've had notebooks forever. I've been in school. I was a teacher, so obviously I just love them. But before we got into this full-time, I was really responsible for connecting with a lot of buyers, tenant buyers, and reaching out to sellers and just trying to keep things streamlined a little bit. And so I've always found this so helpful. My husband and I really take advantage of masterminding together too. And so I've noticed, I don't know if it's old age or just being really busy, if I don't write it down, I am not going to remember it. So obviously you could also use your phone. That's another great resource. If you don't have your notebook handy, take out your notes section and type something in really quickly. But there's something about writing it down that gives it power. And I oftentimes find that the goal actually happens once you write it down. So again, I've tried to keep them separated, like course notebook here, sellers here, and if you're more organized than me, then by all means do that. But for me, just having one handy pretty much in every room of my house has really, really been helpful so that I can go back and find it. And I gotta say, there's something about completing one and having it all filled. I have trouble letting them go. So I kind of let them hang around the house for a little bit until I have to toss them. But I mean, Walmart, super cute, girly, it's me, right? That's what I love. But even if you're a dude, grab yourself a notebook and wherever you go, if an idea strikes, write it down. I'll get to more on that in a minute. The second thing I can't live without is a planner, and kind of goes twofold. So a planner / calendar, right? So for me, a planner means I am looking at the week ahead, the day ahead, or even the week past. And I really want to have a written out place where I can generate ideas. And for me as a mom, I've got a lot of busy parts to my life because the kids, the meals, everything with real estate, our courses, everything that's going on, I'm spinning, right? And so I also got to make sure that I'm taking care of me. So I focused on this planner this year. It's wonderful. It was $35, which I felt like was extremely helpful at a price point. And I mean, I can't speak highly enough of this, but I'll write down our schedule. I even go in and I'll write down my workouts because health is so important. And if I'm not holding myself accountable by writing things down, then it doesn't happen. So the other nice thing too is I can write it all down in here and then I can cross-check it with my Google Calendar. And I have an iPhone. I've just never fallen in love with the iPhone calendar, but with Google Calendar, I can link it to my CRM so that my entire team now has access. So if I've got something going on, everybody can look at that calendar and notice that I'm available, that my husband's available or not. So calendars are key. They are one of the most important parts to any busy lifestyle or strict schedule, or if you're just really somebody who's coming and going a lot, I can't, swear by those enough. So this is LSF. If you're interested, I'll leave a link below. I don't know if she has any left, but Love Sweat Fitness definitely goes in. It's more girly than anything, clearly. Talks a lot about self-care and workouts and all that fun stuff, but also, that leads to success in real estate. I promise you. So keeping yourself held accountable and organized with calendars and planners is key. And then the third thing is a really good book. And I don't mean, the latest chick flicks. I love those too. Chicklets. I love those too. But I mean some professional development. So I am a constant reader. I was a teacher. I love teaching English. I love dissecting the books. I love talking about words and what things mean. And this is the number one book that my husband and I always recommend. It is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This is the newer, updated version. So it has some annotated pieces after, kind of like updating what the author may think or, whatnot, as far as when it was written. It was a long time ago. and I don't know, I could literally go on and on and on about this. Like, so good, you guys. The author literally tells you need to read it 3 times. It needs to start speaking to you before it even really does anything for you. So this isn't a book that you're going to devour in a day. It's not one that I'm going to tell you to read it as quickly as you can. It's one that I'm going to say, get the audio version and listen to it in the car and take your time and read through this one. And as you notice, like, mark up the pages and do what he says. Because especially as an entrepreneur, especially as a real estate investor, especially during this time that we're living in, our mental strength is literally so important. It is the most important part. It's going to take care of everything else. If you can have a strong mind and keep yourself in check mentally, then everything else will fall into place. I guarantee it. And he lays out all of the steps of which it takes to become wealthy and healthy and wise and to have all of the things that you've ever desired. It's in this book, and it's literally the master key to riches. I can't say enough great things about it. $7.99 for this paperback version. I think we've got a couple versions floating around here. This is the one that I knew it was going to get a little messy. I wanted to write in it and just kind of I've been working on it slowly and just day by day, like dissecting little bits of it, but it's really going to keep you on the straight and narrow. And it's like, when you start thinking maybe you can't, this will pull you back in and say, okay, my burning desire, my why, and to keep you just thinking differently, because it's so easy to think with the masses, and that's not what you need to be doing when you are trying to be a successful real estate investor. So these are just the 3 things that I honestly am using on a daily basis. And this is just currently, like I said, I've been working on it for a little while now. If it's not this, then it's something else. But this one is what all of the other personal development really kind of bite off of. And they're all great books, but this is like the OG of PD, I call it. The original gangster, Napoleon Hill, is the man. My husband's favorite book, and mine too, I'd have to say, because implement the strategies and you're going to have life-changing results. So those are just 3 things that help me every single day. Again, as a busy mom, wife, running multiple businesses and remote learning and all of the things here, I just wanted to start sharing a little bit more of the behind the scenes of how we are making it happen. And honestly, it starts with some simple habits like these. So if you got anything awesome out of this, make sure to like and hit the subscribe button below. We'll love to come back to you with tons of more tips and tricks regarding real estate. But first and foremost, get your mind right, set your calendar, and get your notepad so that you can make your dreams and goals happen. Until next time.